In 2009, Chicago's Strictly Sail convention featured the three kings of ice boating: Bill Mattison, Peter Harkin, and Buddy Melges. Display highlights included Bill's last ice boat, the Honey Bucket 14, which won the Triple Crown Trophy, and the Deuce, the world's largest ice boat, which he had worked to restore using 600-year-old Canadian spruce wood. During his 60-plus year career, Mr. Madison was the premier builder and designer of ice boats, as well as one of its foremost racers. A longtime East Side resident, Bill was born on August 10, 1928, in Elkins, West Virginia, to Ralph Madison and Dorothy Croner. Around 1930, the family moved to Madison and lived on Orton Court, about 2 houses from Lake Monona's shoreline. With the lake as his childhood playground, Madison seemed destined to develop his primary lifetime passion for hard water and soft water sailing. He and his friends would rescue derelict boats and waterproof them using hot road tar given them by city street crews. The boys would go sailing and play underwater games with homemade diving gear. In winter, they would make ice boats from some scrap lumber, using an iron fence post for a runner and a bedsheet for the sail. Harsh ice and weather conditions often required them to build several in one day. Bill got his first ice boat ride around age 7 when he rode on the runner blade of a neighbor's ice boat. Madison felt the rushing wind and watched the gleaming ice quickly flow by just inches below his head. He has never shaken the thrill of ice boat racing, commenting that once you've been out on hard ice with a good blow lifting you off the lake 4 or 5 feet, you'll be an ice sailor from then on. At about the same time, Bill developed his second lifetime passion, building model circuses and circus wagons. His grandfather gave him some small metal toy figures which moved with metal wires. These miniatures provided the impetus to build a model circus featuring trapeze performers. His little circus was pictured in the local newspapers, the United Press, and Boys Life, and attracted visitors to his backyard display. Attendance proceeds were used to help the Kitty Camp and Empty Stocking Club charities. Love of the circus prompted him to run away from home and join the Cole Brothers Circus. Although the sheriff found Madison on the circus lot, the show's boss talked his parents into letting him stay on, with the promise that he would be safely returned to them. Bill loved being a roustabout and a prop boy for that summer. At 70, Bill has returned to making his museum-quality circus models of tents and parade wagons. A collection highlight is the Calliope that actually plays notes powered by steam. While at Madison East, Madison lettered in basketball, football, and track, and began to focus on a third lifetime passion, photography. He started processing film in the family's basement, and his mom began bringing the fledgling entrepreneur his first orders from her friends. From these roots sprouted Star Photo Service, a successful and well-known Near East Side business that really began to grow after Bill's return from the Korean War. It has been rumored that ice boating is 75% building them, 10% talking about them, 10% waiting for the right ice, and 5% actually racing them. Madison immersed himself in all facets of the sport. After high school, Bill began working for Hall of Fame inductee Carl Bernard, Frank Tetzloff, and Jim Lunder on big boats called stern steerers. He carried wood, swept the floor, mixed glue, and trimmed the main sheet on these boats. Bill's design career began with Renegade boats. His first 2 Renegade boats, named Snapshot, were destroyed by a house fire and a pre-race collision, but these setbacks did not deter him. Ultimately, Bill built more than 17 ice boats, and as Peter Harkin stated, he'd build a new boat every year, or a new plank, or a new mast, and then he was always building new stuff for other guys. Ice boats have a habit of breaking, and Madison was quick to help fellow sailors, saying, "Why don't you bring that wreck to the shop, and we'll see what we can do to get you back on the ice soon." Although an intense competitor, he was a true sportsman, willing to spend time and energy to get his opponents back on the race course. Most of Bill's boats were Class E skeeters, the Ferraris of hard water sailing, and he set the design standard with each version of the Honey Bucket faster than the last. His motto was, "Build for the average," because with ice conditions likely to change on a daily basis, boats designed to go fast in most conditions will win more races. Madison was an excellent racer as well. In 1948, during a practice run for a race, Bill hit a hole in the ice and his boat disintegrated. Suffering injuries to the kidneys, liver, and spleen, he had to spend a year in rehabilitation. This incident, though, did not deter Madison's enthusiasm for speed, and he went on to a distinguished racing career. Locally, he was the Four Lakes Skeeter Class champion 12 times, the International Skeeter Association winner 11 times, Triple Crown Trophy champion 12 times, and the Senior Trophy 12 times. No other ice boater has won the ISA race and the Triple Crown as many times as Madison. When the ice receded yearly, Bill's competitive desires were satisfied by softwater racing with the Mendota Yacht Club. Over the years in various scow classes, he won 48 city competitions. Buddy Melgis, America's Cup sailboat skipper, recognized Madison's boating expertise and persuaded him to join the shore team for the U.S. in the 1987, 1992, and 1995 competitions. Bill did maintenance, repair, and refinements for everything and anything on the boats. After the 1987 Heart of America Challenge, Melgis said, "There is no question in my mind that Bill's contribution had the most impact in performance gain we could imagine." Other sailors have called Bill a top hard and soft water sailor, a legendary innovator in ice boat design, and a remarkable sportsman. Mr. Mattison is honored to be inducted into the Madison Sports Hall of Fame and thanks his wife Moretta and children Lynn and Billy for supporting his passions. He is especially proud to accept this honor for all the ice boaters. It is a sport with no sponsors or endorsements and where individuals are constantly challenged by the weather conditions. The Madison Sports Hall of Fame Club and Strand Associates Incorporated are honored to welcome Bill Mattison into the class of 2017.